Hello, and welcome. I have a question for you today. I'd like to hear from you. What are some of the things that you do and you put in your life that actually helps you to master life and do life in a better way? Okay, in a better way, I mean you have plans for this year and you want to be able to actually achieve those plans that you have. What are some of the things that you put in place in order to make that happen? Now, we're going to be talking about that, but I still want to hear from you. So please leave a comment, below this and tell me what are some things that you see other great leaders do, because as leaders, it's important to learn from other leaders. And I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. I want to learn, what are some of the things that you put in place in your life that makes, that allows you and aids you to get that success in different areas of your life. And if you're meeting me for the very first time, welcome. My name is Sobanjo, and I'm the freedom strategist and the business coach. I help you to package your expertise and package it into a profitable business that you can do that allows you to make the world a better place. Okay. So now if you're watching on YouTube, I'd like to say, just subscribe and turn on the notification so that you can see whenever I go live or whenever I have a video up. And if you're watching on Facebook, thank you for joining me. I'd like to get your reaction, thumbs up, and give me some hearts, right? I'd like to hear from you, okay? So again, the topic that I have for today is I want to know, okay, what are some of the things that, we've entered into 2021 and we're actually more than halfway through the month now. And before you know it, January is gone. Okay. And there are some things that you've already added. Maybe you've used my planner, or you're using another planner, or you just have the little, notes that you scribble your plans on. It doesn't matter what you're using, but the main thing is you have some goals that you want to achieve for this year. Okay. And as a leader, and usually I like to use the word leader because, we need to, if you're going to run a business, you need to be able to lead other people that need the service that you're providing. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to be their leader. Okay. So for example, if you're the one that helps people design exceptional PowerPoint presentations. Okay. Now, that doesn't make you the leader in that organization, but you're going to be leading them in the area of how they package, their, what are they going to put in there? And this is how I work with my, team members. Okay. With people that I work with, I would say, I want them to actually lead me in this direction. Okay. So I have, somebody would be looking at my social media. Somebody is looking at my, ads and some of these things. I hire people based on that, because I want you to be my leader in that department. Okay. So I don't get to, because I only have this much time and brain space. And so I need a person that would handle the aspect of that business, of my business for me. Right. And so for you as well, you're the leader in different, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. You're actually going to be a leader for a person or a group of people. Now, how can you lead them? How can you lead them? And today, what I want to focus on is, and this is one thing that I am learning myself, and I want to say that it's really helping. It's really working. And this area is actually what I call, or what is called, self-leadership. Okay. Now, in order for you to be able to help lead other people, in order for you to be able to help lead a department, you need to be able to lead yourself. Okay. And if you're not able to lead yourself, what would happen is you would have, the task or the role or the thing, but you'd start to see things drop. Okay, you start to see that you're dropping the balls. Okay, and so it's extremely important to pay attention to this self-leadership idea. Okay, and if you look through, why do we even need to pay attention to that? Personally, I've had the problem. Okay, I've had the problem. Thank you for joining me live. Please, give me some comments. Today I'm talking about self-leadership. I used to have this challenge with permission. Okay, there was a time in my life that I sorry, I just got distracted because I got a message on my phone, on my computer. Yeah, so there was a time in my life that I actually, felt that I needed permission from people around me for me to be able to step into the position. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you're here. There was a time I felt I needed, to get that permission from people. Okay, and I didn't even realize this until, a few incidences happened in my life, and I remember, I used to work in financial planning, and I wouldn't go on vacation because I'm like, I don't have an assistant. I don't have anybody to watch over my clients, as if I needed to, babysit my clients. Okay, and it was not until I broke through that and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go on vacation and I'm gonna just close my computer and not respond at all. Okay, oh, nice to see you, Ruth. It's really nice to have you all the way from Nigeria. God bless you. It's good to see you. Yeah, so I thought that I needed, the permission, I needed somebody to say, okay, now you can go on vacation, especially when you have a business, when you're running a business or when you're leading as a business leader. What usually would happen is, because you're everything at the beginning, you're everything, at this position that I had, that I was talking about, I also ran my business and my practice as a business. Okay, and so everything that I did was based on what I think, and so I was thinking, I can go on vacation. It was when I went on vacation, then I realized that nothing happened. I came back, and in short, I was so glad that I had gone on that vacation, because this is where all of this started from. Because, at that time, I was living the life, I was just maintaining the life. Okay, I was just maintaining life. I was just living operating from the status quo, right? But then I went on vacation and I realized that all the dreams, all the things, all the ideas that had been in my heart, I had silenced them just to be able to, operate from this, status quo mentality, and I came back and I actually quit that job. Okay, and the idea is not to quit jobs. Okay, if you're listening to this and you're watching this and you're thinking, I have a business idea, I want to do business, should I leave my job? That's not the idea. One of the main reasons that I left my job, first of all, was I was following a path that was not, I knew so well, was not, the plan that I needed to follow. Okay, and I liked it. There were so many things that I liked about that job, and the business and the interactions and the way I helped people. But deep down in the core, I knew that was not in alignment with who I was. Okay, and so at the same time, excuse me, I also knew that I needed to make time available. Okay, because of the call that my family had. Okay, the call, we travel from place to place. If you're meeting me for the first time, we travel from place to place, planting churches. I'm a pastor with my husband and with our family. We just go around, right? So I realized that at that time I needed to step out and clear my schedule and do something that I have full control over. Okay, now again, this is not the only way to do this. Okay, and some things that I learned after I can share with you, and these are the things that I share with my clients. However, what I want to point out, okay, today is I want to encourage you that, you see, there's going to be a need for you to spend some time alone. Okay, and you see, if you look through the the history, okay, if you look through history, you would realize that a lot of the people that were able to cause change in our world, okay, whether it's in the very early on in the, in the pre-Bible, or the Bible time, or, posts, Jesus and even Jesus and, and all of this, you would see that great leaders, they had some things in common. And one major thing that they had in common is being alone, okay? They have this system in place that allows them to take time off from the crowd. Okay. Now, if we're used to living our lives based on what others are saying and getting permission, like I used to, and I still sometimes, even in some areas of my life, I still discover that I'm still waiting for permission. I'm still waiting because when I meet someone that is, that I feel is stronger here, I may still be feeling, I need their permission to allow me to be myself. But that's not the point. That's not the point. And the reason why sometimes that happens for me is when I don't get into this zone, this space where I'm alone, okay, with God, with, myself and just shut down the noise. Okay. I'm that kind of person that I like to listen, I like to read. Okay. But I'm also the kind of person that doesn't like to spend a lot of time reading. So I'd rather have it recorded, like, so audio books and video books and this kind of things. Really, those are the things that I like. And so most of the times I find myself, going around, the house and whatever I'm doing with my Bluetooth in my ears. Okay. But then I discovered this year that, I'm going to lower down that a little bit, because the more I listen and listen and listen, the more I'm not able to hear what's coming from deep down. Okay, deep down my spirit, right? So I want to encourage everyone, and I'm encouraging myself. This is something that I'm doing myself, because, any of these things that I say, I need them too, and I'm learning them. Or some of them I've learned a little bit more, maybe than you or something. But the main thing is I want to spend some time. I want to always spend some time to be calm and listen. And so in a day, I want to wake up in the morning and spend some time to clear my thought. And if you look, just go find a few leaders that you would see that they have this habit that will not change, and they will always be still, and just be on their own, because that's when that's when you get ideas that can change the world. That's when you get, the boldness to actually take steps towards those ideas. Okay. Because there are so many, I talk to people all the time. There are so many people that have great ideas and will not do those ideas. Last week I was talking about, the fact that some of these things, would limit you, and thoughts and, invisible, thoughts like that. Invisible roadblocks that would stand in the way and would not allow you to do them. But the way to cancel that is to actually be strong in, leading yourself. Okay, leading yourself. Last week I was talking about the fact that you need to become the leader and actually not just lead people out there, but lead yourself. Lead yourself. I need to learn to lead myself. I need to actually learn to master, where is this idea coming from? Because, sometimes you would want to, you want to do business and so well that people are really looking, I can't count the number of times that people would even be begging you to come and give them the wisdom that you have. But then deep down, you're like, but they don't, maybe I'm not the right person. Maybe, and all these things, they just limit us, and they limit the kind of results that we need to get. And now it's January, and it's the middle of January, going towards the end of January. Now today is the 19th, right? And we've passed 4 days past the middle point in January. And so it's going to require if you want to see a greater result this year, if I want to see a greater result this year, I need to change the way I lead myself. I need to be able to, not wait for the permission. I'll tell you another story of one day I was driving on the streets in Montreal, and I was just going, my husband was right beside me, and I was driving, and we got to a junction. This is one of those junctions that, that is very, very clumsy road, where even though everything is organized, sometimes the police is still there to make sure everything is moving swiftly. The train station is there, and the train is always passing. There's the train crossing and this side, and there's so much commotion in that junction. And I know when it's rush hour, whenever I get to that junction, I freeze. I mean, I don't freeze. I didn't know that I freeze, okay, until that day. Okay, when I got to that junction that day, there was a lady. I was supposed to go turn left, and the man that is coming from the left, okay, I was going to go like that, and he's going to come like this. And for some reason, I advanced because I felt I got to that junction. I got to the stop sign first, right? I advanced, and for some reason, we locked eyes, okay. And as soon as I saw his eyes, I saw the rage in his eyes, like, I got here first, something like that, and I froze, and I was like, this is why I don't like to do this kind of thing. This is why I get shy to, not to move, right? And I'm like, but wait a minute, why did I freeze? I don't even know this man. I'm not going to meet him again the next day. Even if I meet him, I wouldn't even know that I met him. But his judgment was affecting me so much, and I was asking, and I began to ask myself, are there other areas of my life that other people's thoughts and other people's, judgments and other people's comments is, I've been limiting, me, to the point where I'm afraid to come out there and actually share. I teach people to go online and use videos like this to actually start to share your expertise online. Okay, you start to share your expertise. And why do you do that? Because people want the solution that you have. And so when I say that, a lot of people would say, oh no, and I've been there too, where you say, oh no, I don't want people to see me, like, what is she doing? Is she just goofing around? And, yes, who cares? Right? Who cares? If you knew that there's somebody that is going to watch, if I knew that there's somebody that is going to watch this today and is going to make them rise up and actually become the leader that they have been called to be, will I hide today? Will I not do this? And I want to point that to you, that if you knew that there's somebody that needs the solution that you have, if you knew that somebody, somebody needs the wisdom that you already have been given. Okay, many of the challenges that you've gone through, many of the victories that you've had, many of the successes, many of the failures that you've had, it's because it's like preparation for you to be able to help other people, pull other people up. Okay, so if you knew that there's somebody that is going to hear your story and make a big decision, to actually change their life or take some step, or in my case, get out there and start to share yourself on social media, or, start to share your business on social media, start to share your expertise on social media. If you knew that somebody is there that really needs it and it's going to be a matter of life and death for them, would you still feel like, I'm not going to do this? I'm afraid to do this. I don't want to be judged. Okay. Would you still feel like that? Okay. Or even let's take it personal a little bit. If you knew that you're going out online to share your service like this, which is exactly how I do. After this now, I'm going to put a link to the comment, and I'm going to invite you to take me, to take up a slot in my calendar and actually, decide to do the next thing. Okay. If you knew that this kind of system, okay, is what's going to bring you the financial success, okay, the financial success that you need, that you've been looking for, okay, you want to be able to, or the time, okay, you have a job right now and you're looking for more money, more pay, okay, or you want to be able to, be able to achieve some other things financially, and you knew that, a lot of people at the beginning of January will say, I'm going to start a new side business so that I can supplement the income, okay, but when you get to the point, this is what you need to do. You need to get out there and you need to start to share your information online. If you knew that it's going to change your budget, it's going to, make things easier for you, will you actually still hyped, or will you get out there and start to do it? Okay, now it's important that you pay attention to this, because you look in in history, you will see any leader that you see around you, they were first able to lead themselves, and ignore the permission seeking mentality and actually go out there and actually be that person that deep down you are. Deep down you are. I remember when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I'm that kind of a girl that, I'm very laid back, quiet when you see me, but then I like to cause trouble in my own little way. Okay, I was in high school and I would be in class and everybody is shouting. Everybody's, you know how when, you're in a class of like, I can't even remember how many we used to be, maybe 25, 30, or 35, maybe. I can't even remember. All those people and everybody's talking at the, on top of their voice and, and I'm like, Kai, can you please keep quiet? Okay. You know what I used to do? Funny. I would get up from the class and I would walk out of my classroom, and then I'll run back into the class and I'll be like, the principal is coming, the principal, and or just mention the name of one really hard teacher, very strict teacher, and I would just quiet everybody, keep quiet. Everybody will bring out their books and they start to study, because they don't want to get into the trouble of the principal, and I'll just keep quiet. And everybody would be quiet, at least for the next 3 minutes, 5 minutes, everybody will be quiet. Until they all look around and they're like, there's no Mr. Anything coming. And then everybody would come back and say, you did that, But the next day I would do it again. I used to love that. I used to really love it. Okay. And I didn't need anybody's permission to do that. And I didn't care what they thought, whether it was, whether they're going to fire me or whatever. I would still do it again. Right? But then we get to being adults and then we start to, we're afraid. We're like, I don't know, I don't know, No, that has to stop this year. If you want to see the results that is way better than what you saw in 2020, definitely this has to change. And you have to ask yourself, how can I get, the creativity juice out? How can I, just get to a point where I have, courage and strength and boldness to actually do those things that are deep down hidden in my heart, right? And get out there. How can I, get more time to read, but not necessarily to just, not necessarily, thank you very much. Ruth says, wow, I'm learning a lot already. I'm glad. I'm really glad that you're learning a lot. And I really would like to hear from you too. Give me ideas of how you think we can lead ourselves. Okay, please, because we really need to be able to hold hands, each other's hands and say, you can, because you really do have something that the world needs. Now, if you compare yourself with, the big shots out there, none of us will stand. You just say, you know what, there's no point. But I was just invited to this new app that is called, this new platform that is called Clubhouse. Okay, Clubhouse is a new social media kind of thing, but it's audio. Just the same way I'm talking like this, but in a group we can start talking. And I'm on Clubhouse, and I was discussing with my husband the other day, and we're like, you know what? It's very interesting that these ideas keep coming out. Now, these ideas will not come out if if we don't lead ourselves, if we don't even just keep quiet and keep calm, and so that the creativity can come out. Okay, Facebook already exists. Instagram already exists. Why do we need another Clubhouse, for God's sake? However, enter into Clubhouse and see what's happening there. Lots of people are actually, I enter into some of the rooms and I'm listening to the discussions and I'm like, wow, this is good. This is good. People are, sharing their opinions there. Now, it's not just about opinions. How is it shifting people? How is it helping people? And that's why I really want to invite you, anybody, if you're watching this and you want to, especially if you want to do a business, okay, and you've been, thinking, especially the business, that you already have a story, you already have a skill, you have some expertise that you want to share with other people, and you're, maybe you've even started and you're not sure how to do some of these online things, and pick a slot. I'm going to leave a comment, to this. So please pick one of those slots and actually book a session, with me. It's going to be a 30 minutes clarity session where you and I want to know what's stopping you. Okay. Where is that, self, what's that word? Self, limitation coming from? Okay, what's causing that? So that we can remove that out of the way, and then you move, you start to, help people, you start to, just lead people. We need more leaders, okay? We need more leaders. This time around, there's a lot of remembrance around Martin Luther King Jr., and there's, why? Because he led himself and led a movement. Right? You need to, get to a point also where, you're able to, and if you go anywhere, you see, any great book you will see that people, rose up. Leaders would not sit down to lead. Okay. Even though you may still be, in your quiet way of leadership, but you still need to advance. You still need to help people. But before you're able to, naturally, some people are great leaders, but some others, you learn it. You learn leadership, and you master the aspects of how can I begin to lead 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 100 people that I can help to get to a place where, they're whatever it is that your expertise is, you're able to, bring that to them. Okay. So again, thank you for watching this. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'd like to hear from you. What's one thing that you think that if you put in place in your life today, maybe if you share that, it may help me. It may help you. One thing that I'm going to do this year for real, for sure, and I've done this over the years, but I'm going to improve on it a lot. I shared with you that I'm going to reduce what I listen to, but so that I can increase more of the time alone. Okay. And later on in the months, especially next month, I'm going to be talking about, even relationships, so that we can pay attention to what's going on around us. Okay. So this is one thing that I want to do this year. And I don't want to joke with that at all. Okay. Not necessarily that I have my morning routines, but I want to even use my morning routine even better this year and master what I can get out of it. Because this recently, just a few days ago, I was just in solitude, and then I realized and just this word that I'd been looking for a very nice word for so long, and the thing just dropped in my spirit like that. I just got it, and I shared with my husband. He was like, wow, that's interesting, and I would just wrap up with that story of Napoleon Hill, the guy that wrote Think and Grow Rich. Okay, now Napoleon Hill had written a book, that's Think and Grow Rich. He wrote it, and he said, he was 12 or maybe 13 ways to think, or something like that, of getting success, and his publisher was like, no, you didn't get it right. That's not a good, and then the publisher said to him, we have to give him a deadline. By this date, by tomorrow, if you don't give me a good name, I have a name that I'm going to call your name. So, I mean, your book. And the guy's like, so what name? And he gave him one ridiculous name, like, you use your poodle to get your noodles, And he was like, oh, no, you're going to kill my career. Don't do that. Why? How are you going to use that horrible name for my book? And because of the deadline that he got for himself, by the time he woke up, he said he woke up in the middle of the night and he got the idea, Think and Grow Rich, and it was like, that's the word. That's exactly it. And this is exactly what happens when you push yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm going to lead myself. I'm not going to wait for other people to come and lead me. I'm going to lead myself. Idea starts to flow. Things start to come. All right. So again, I'm going to leave a comment below. And I would like to read your comment below, and I'm going to put a link below after this is over for you to book a session for me, to hang out with you. All right. Thank you. And I look forward to talking with you. Bye-bye.